Okay, here we are. Thank you for joining us for our first meeting of 2026 of the San Mateo County Parks Commission. I'd like to invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our next item is roll call. Tracy, if you could proceed.
Okay. Chair Rodriguez Litton.
Present.
Commissioner Esser.
Here.
Commissioner Monet.
Yes.
All present.
Great, thank you. We are about to open public comment. And just before we do that, I just want to say that, as we are going through the agenda, we will have our staffing updates from Parks Department. And at that point, I'd like each of us commissioners to also take the opportunity to introduce ourselves to our new director. So just to set the stage for what's going to happen later in the meeting. But let's go ahead and start with public comment.
All right. Spoken public comments will be accepted during the meeting in person or remotely through Zoom. Public comments in person will be taken first, followed by speakers on Zoom. You will be called on by name to speak when it is your turn. If you wish to speak to the commission, please fill out a speaker slip located near the conference room door. If you have anything that you wish distributed to the commission and included in the official record, please hand it to the staff person for the Parks Department, who will distribute the information to the commission members and staff. For speakers on Zoom, please use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to speak for an item. When the chair calls on public comment, click on raise hand. Speakers will be notified shortly before they are called to speak. You'll be provided ability to unmute your microphone and begin speaking. Public comment is limited to 2 minutes. Okay, and I do have one hand raised. Alexandra?
Hi, folks. You can hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me? Is that good?
Yes.
Yes.
Fire away.
Okay. I can't hear it, so I hope it works. I'm just gonna talk. I see my name on the screen, so make sure. Okay, there we go. I see a timer.
Alex, we
I
can't
can't see
hear
if there's
you.
a thumbs up.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Can she just speak?
I don't see anyone. Okay, I'm gonna go. Happy New Year. Thanks for letting me speak. I am Alexander Sieber. I'm on the Commission on Disabilities here in San Mateo County. Just wanted to check in. Hopefully I can continue to pop in on meetings throughout the year and be a liaison between our commissions. Was recently at the Twin Pines Creek restoration and it looks amazing. Really excited about that. I just wanted to put a plug in for any kind of extra inclusion that I can help kind of bridge with the Parks Commission and the Commission on Disabilities to make our parks as the most inclusive, the most accessible they can be, to keep an eye on the flood park. I think if the restrooms are still being done and to check in on that. So yeah, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me be a liaison for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra. Any further public comments?
Okay, I'm seeing no hands raised in Zoom and we do not have any speaker slips.
Okay, thank you. Of course, we can't respond, take action on any public comments, but it does sound like we can include maybe a future agenda item to talk about accessibility collaboration. Might be a great item to talk about this year. Item 4, action to set the agenda and approve the December 4th, 2025 meeting minutes. I have one small correction to the minutes that was requested by a constituent, and that is under item 6.3, the Pescadero Community Plaza project. In the first bullet where it says the county purchased a 1 acre property, if we could just actually use the words less than 1 acre or instead of the less than signs to clarify that it's, so people don't misread that as a 1 acre property. That is the only correction I had. Other commissioners,
No corrections here.
any comments? Do I have a motion to?
Make a motion that we approve the December 4th, 2025 minutes
And set the agenda.
to set the agenda. Second.
Do we still need public comment on that?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please signify by saying nay. Thank you, Chair. The motion passes.
Okay, great. Item 5, reports and presentations. We have none this month, which is fine. We will have a busy calendar full for the rest of the year. So let's go ahead and move on to item 6.1, the Parks Department staffing updates. And I'm assuming this is
Sure.
one of you.
My name is Emma Gonzalez. I am the new interim, as I don't know who knows what to do first. Go ahead.
No, keep rolling.
No,
Yeah,
rolling.
no, you're doing good.
I come with, I'm now sitting in the position. This is not new to me. I've been with the county for over 3 decades and have a strong history of working within the county. I'm excited about the position and working more closely with you and really to try to move some of these items forward in this team. They've done an amazing job. I've worked with many of I'm sorry, Greg, I haven't had a chance to do. Commissioner
Manette, it's okay. It's okay.
I haven't had a chance. I will know if I
It's totally fine.
And I'm going to turn it over to Scott here, who's really going to give us an update on the winter storms and the impact it has to parks or staff, and really what some of the action that's taking place as we are now under some clear weather. But they've done an amazing job in really responding, and I really want to commend his team and his leadership for that, because some of the most challenging times, of course, happen during the winter, and that's their busy time. So I'll turn it over to Scott.
Thanks, Emma. Actually, we fared pretty good through the storms. A lot of proactive work before the storms, a lot of culvert cleaning, fixing of roads and stuff. We made it through fairly good. No major incidents. We do have a fair amount of cleanup. I think just in District 2 alone, in the Woodside 100 area, we probably have about 50 trees down right now. Out in the Pescadero Memorial Complex, we did lose a couple large trees. A great big one up on Mount Helen that actually we're going to have to do a reroute on the trail. It's a huge root ball that's out there. We lost a couple in the campground. So we actually had a lot of standing water after this last storm. I was pretty impressed with the numbers that we actually got. A couple of our rain gauges at just Edgewood and Huddard Park alone was 2 days in a row at almost 5 inches. And we were getting almost 4 inches on the coast. So that's a lot of water. It's a lot that has to perk into the ground. So we actually closed the campground through Sunday right now, just so we can do tree inspections and give the water a chance to dissipate. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. We've got a lot of cleanup to do, but we're very appreciative to have the good weather right now to dry it out and get ready for the next round that comes in. So I think we did pretty good.
Well, again, thank you. I know it's not the ideal timing to have extra crews go out there during Christmas break. And how were we doing on staffing as far as?
We're doing good. This is a time of year though that they run hard through the summers, and the winter months they try to get a little bit of time off. So we're a little thin, but the maintenance crew and everybody has all stepped up to the plate. We're getting it done. So we're good.
Thank you. We'll turn it back maybe to the directors to talk about this other person sitting next to you, Emma.
Yeah, so appreciate the opportunity to join you all today, just for a little bit. So actually shortly after our last meeting, the Board of Supervisors had approved a change at the county executive's level, office level, where there was some movement to the deputy county executives moved up to assistant county executive, and then myself and the HR director, Rocio Kirkson, were named as the new deputy county executive. So effective actually this last Monday, I was no longer with the Parks Department, and I'm now with our county executive's office. So in my, one of the nice things though is in my new role, part of my portfolio of assignments will be the Parks Department. So I'll be working very closely with Emma and team to, continue to assist the department however I can. I'll also be overseeing the community services in the unincorporated area, which includes North Fair Oaks, as well as Pescadero, the Mid-Coast, Broadmoor, Burlingame Hills, Highlands. I think I capture all the main pockets of unincorporated area. So I will still be very closely working with our Parks Department, which I'm very happy about. But I do just want to say thank you. It's been, I was in this role for 6 years. Actually the longest I had been in any single role in my career, and it was really a special time for me. This is a remarkable department, as Scott has told you and will continue to tell you. This is a great group of people who have chosen to use their career in stewarding public lands and making sure that the public has access to our parks 365 days a year, I'll say. Right, but this is a place where people go to celebrate birthdays. Our parks are places where people go to celebrate birthdays and family reunions and holidays. And so every day there are special memories being created in our parks. And for us to have the opportunity to be a part of that in some way is really special. And so to have had the opportunity to be with this department for nearly 8 years was really a highlight of what my career has been and will always be. And working with you all has also been really remarkable. This commission does great work, and I think the feedback we get from you and the conversations we get to have with you all is really important. We really take to heart what we hear from you all, and so appreciate your input, your creativity. I think we've been able to accomplish a lot of great things, and I look forward to seeing what this commission continues to accomplish. I know that the three of you are, while down two, are still a very mighty group, and so I'm very excited to see what happens when we get you all, when we get the commission up to 5 members. But if we were going to be operating at 3, this I couldn't ask for. While I was here, I wouldn't have been able to ask for a better group than you 3. So I do appreciate the opportunity. But again, I'm not going too far, and you all will still be working with me in some way, shape, or form, which I feel very fortunate for. So thank you very much for the opportunity to have worked with you all. I thank the department, but thank you for the opportunity to be part of that team. And I will certainly always cherish the time that I had with this department.
And as Nicholas said, Chair, as Nicholas said, he is still going to, in his portfolio, will have parks and community affairs. Mm-hmm. So community affairs is the Office of Community Affairs out of the County Executive Office. Some of you already have worked with the Office of Community Affairs. In my capacity, I was the director of the Office of Community Affairs, which is, the strength there was about community engagement, civic engagement, business engagement, really grassroots. So very familiar with working with the parks. And so that asset of really engagement, interaction, and really being more inclusive and all-inclusive of outreaching and targeting all citizens alike, regardless of your citizenship status, remains a top priority. And that is a big degree of what my work comes forward. I also, in my previous portfolio, was also responsible for immigration and immigrant services. So how that impacts those wanting to join the park, coming to the park. I know the challenges and how to outreach. And so being able to really do those grassroots challenges and marketing and communications is something that I would also be able to bring to the table, that I'll be working very closely with the parks staff and being more inclusive, I think, as I heard Alexandra
Alexandra.
Alexandra.
Mhm.
Really as really, building that relationship. I also come working with 3 commissions already. Work with Brooks with the North Fairfield Community Council, the Independent Civilian Advisory, which is the Sheriff's Oversight Committee, and the Farm Worker Advisory Commission. That was all within my portfolio. So again, running commissions, running with the board, and running out of the county executive's office will also be, I think, an opportunity that we can leverage, that I'll be able to really bring all those assets back into the parks. And of course, I'm looking forward to continue to working with Nicholas under his leadership and his all the work that he's done, and really just continuing that momentum and moving forward. And through your, of course, your guidance and your suggestions, I think, that engagement and that continued support was going to be very valuable to me in this role. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. I don't know where to start. I'm certainly welcoming Emma and really being grateful for the opportunity to work more closely with you and Nicholas. Just, it's been great to have you at the helm and the strength of your staff. I mean, I think we talk about that at every meeting, from the interpretive team to the maintenance team to the volunteer work that the events that you're able to do. You've left a really strong department, and that will make Emma's job easier.
Yeah.
Of course, it makes our job easier. We're really excited for you, and I am only a little bit upset. Still, no. Again, I really appreciate coming tonight or today to give us a chance to formally watch the transition happen. But really, again, the team that is here is thanks to you, and we're still excited to be working with everybody. So I want to give all my commissioners, before we open it up for public comment, give you each a chance to also say something, but also, feel free to introduce yourselves to Emma if you don't. I know she already did you, but
Yeah, I know.
But what brought you to the Parks Commission then?
Wow. Just the opportunity, as Emma was saying, to parks and open space and the opportunities that they provide are really, really important, particularly to some of the communities that Emma and I have worked with in the past. I mean, we're by and large an urban county in terms of where our people live. It's relatively congested, and parks are really an important, we've got wonderful resources, and they're really an important release for people to get out and get into nature and things like that. The beautiful thing about our department is they're all close by. I mean, there's the accessibility really isn't an issue, because even though we are a very urban county, our rural aspects are easily accessed. So, and I couldn't be more excited about continuing to work with you, just given the experiences we've had with regard to, inclusion and your expertise in outreach and things like that. This is really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's told you that. This is really fun organization to work with.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you very much, Nicholas, for welcoming me aboard and helping me get settled in this role. Absolutely.
Sam?
No, not anymore. I mean, I figured you got a little more wealth of more info to drop. I mean, you're kind of the prodigal son of this commission, as you've come as a very valuable member to this commission. And hopefully this year, I'll light a candle in church when we get 2 more commissioners, because it has been quite the challenge of not being able to have a full 5. So I guess my turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
you please introduce yourself.
I think in my lifetime, and 3 vocabulary words I hate is lose, lost, and loss. But I guess it's the county's gain, our extreme disappointment. Like, I mean that genuinely, like extremely disappointed. No disrespect to our new interim parks director, but I feel like I gained a friend over the course of and by the way, this is going into year 10 for me as the longest sitting commissioner. And it's been great to learn, and not knowing that I knew what I was getting into when Supervisor Canepa was elected, and he had spoken to me and said, you know, you're viable to the community and you do a lot. You know, would you be interested to be on a commission? But to put that, I'll put that in the back burner. But I can't say how proud we are, how proud the county is to gain a solid, just a solid dude, man. Like you're just, and I don't think you're even done yet. You're gonna keep climbing Mount Rushmore till you get to the top of Mount Rushmore, and you say, I've reached, you know, I've you know, climbed I'm on the top. I you know, so that's how I feel of you as a director, and I think you're going to bring a lot to the table. San Mateo County, I can't thank those who put you in this position, and they know they made the right move. We've been through quite a few directors over the course of my nearly 10 years here, and I can't say that I have no disrespect to any of the previous ones that we had, but I can't think of a more solid one than what you have put effortless time and time, meeting after meeting, project after project that you put into your heart and poured into this commission to make sure that we were equipped with the right information when we were presenting. And I spoke to my supervisor, Canepa, and I guess now we have to speak with Noelia on a new supervisor, Corso, who's now the president, on when we can present what it is that we do. And, you know, and it's not a biggie. I think we can just kind of put things together in perspective. What is this we're going to say? What do we have on track? What's on the agenda? And what do we want to see in the future? I've learned a lot in 10 years. I think our incoming new parks director has a lot of knowledge of what I can share in similarity and immigration and social welfare and accessibility and opportunity. I've always been about those that can afford to go to parks or those that can't go to places they have to pay a lot. That parks are like the second fiddle. Like they can go to these birthday parties, these company picnics or things like that, and Coyote Point and all up and down the coast. Those are all opportunities for those who, and just some of the, I'm going to shorten this really quick, but just some of the things I've done in my capacity of being on this commission is trying to get people of all colors and demographics and folks to experience parks and say that you belong too. It's not just one, this particular car on the road and that's it. No, there's many cars and many different companies to shop and eat and things like that. And that should be the same way with human beings being able to access what they deserve. Like it's our parks, everyone's parks, not just one group. So in the course of my nearly 10 years, I've learned a whole lot, and I've still got a lot to learn. Even if this is my last year of the last calendar year of doing my 10 years, who knows if I want to continue, but it's been a nice ride. And I've been very blessed of having great people and great commissioners and great chairs, sitting in this position.
Yes, so just to wrap up, before we open to public comment, just again, welcome Emma. Thank you, Nicholas. I hope we make sure we stay in touch. I'm sure we will. But Emma, yeah, we have I think you have a really good solid foundation to move into. And when I look at, of course, our priorities as a commission, accessibility and visitor services were high on our list for our work plan. And certainly anything we can do to support the department and the staff is, to get feedback from the community, whether it's through working groups or just being out there and being good ambassadors for the department is, our pleasure to serve.
And then when you want to make a presentation to the supervisor, you don't have to reach out to her directly. You could we'll arrange that.
Make that
It's
happen.
not- We'll make it happen. You just tell me the date and time and what works with you, and we can make that happen. I have a strong relationship with all of them. But through Tracy, that is something staff can do. That is not something that we would ask you to do. And so that's something we could continue to support, as well as any of the work plans or any engagements that are happening. Again, if we see, I'm one who likes to leverage existing engagements that are happening, and I think that's important because as other entities may be doing engagement, I think that those are the opportunities that you can cross and build and collaborate to really expand. And so those are the things that I hope that we could, also present and move forward. Because there's a lot of work, as Bruce was talking about. Everybody belongs at a park. And you mentioned that everybody belongs at a park. I mean, my greatest memories were at parks. And here in Coyote, North, I am a resident of North Fair Oaks. I'm a resident of North Fair Oaks. I've lived in San Mateo County my entire life. I've worked here my entire life. And so I am a product of the county and the county parks where we celebrated our quinceañera because, we didn't have the income to do somewhere else. But those are my best memories. And so if I could pass those same memories along to the next generation and to others where they could see themselves in the parks and how to get there and how to bridge that gap to let somebody from North Fair Oaks get to the Bayside. And I know that that's work that has been done before, but where those things, I think that that's going to be wonderful to see kind of build and great and kind of expand in those services. So yes.
Do we go ahead and open it up for public comments for item 6.1?
Yeah. Now calling on public comments for agenda item 6.1. We do not have any speaker slips for this item and no hands raised in Zoom.
Item 6.2, the nomination and the election of commission chair and vice chair. All right, Nicholas, we'll be following up.
His email address didn't change, just for you to know.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
I'll see you around. All right, take care.
All right, thanks, Nicholas.
Thanks.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
See you next time.
Normally in January, we do shift seats. Given that we are only 3 of us, we have the option to do that or to defer it until we do have a full board. We have a deadline of this Friday for the 2 vacancies, for applications for the 2 vacancies. So we could hope that we have a full commission, if not next month, then at least by March. So at this point, I guess I will ask council for their opinion on any procedures that we need to follow or discussion parameters we need to set before we take action on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've briefly touched on this in one of the previous meetings. I think you appropriately described the process. Unfortunately, there have been a couple times now in the last 3 or 4 years where we've been without a full slate of commissioners, which makes it a bit challenging to elect a new chair and vice chair. I believe the last time that we were in this situation, when the commission ultimately voted to sort of extend the current tenures of the folks who were serving as chair and vice chair at the time until such time as new commissioners were onboarded. So I think obviously the bylaws contemplate, like you had said, that this happens in the kind of last meeting of the year, the first meeting of the year, but ultimately I think you have a fair amount of discretion in terms of how you conduct your own business. So I think you all should discuss what you think makes most sense. Nothing stops you from electing a new chair and vice chair today and proceeding. And at whatever point new folks come on board, they'll join with that. If, however, you want to sort of, I don't know, kick the can on this for another 3 or 4 months, I think that's certainly, within your discretion as well. I don't know that I have a recommendation between the two, other than the fact that, like, Chair Rodriguez-Minton, you're a fantastic chair. So, but again, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
There's also a third option, right? The third option is they could vote to remain it for an extended as a chair and vice chair with, I'm going to use this as an example. If they wanted to vote current chairman to be maintained, it'd be a chair that is it doesn't have to be an extension, or it could be that is the vote. You have a full quorum to do that as well.
Yeah, and I don't even see that as the third option. Great point. I think that's one of the two options. One is you could just vote right now, and there's no, there's no. You've been on the commission for a while. I think in the past there's been a bit of a rotation. I don't remember exactly what the rotation was, but that's been more of a just sort of informal practice than a rule.
Okay.
Do we have an input that we can put in today?
You can talk about this. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the old man in the room, not by age, but just I'm gonna use a seasoned veteran, pay me the veteran minimum in pro sports. Honestly, I think you had a compelling 2025 that you're not finished yet. It is unfinished. You have a lot of work to do. That's a good work to do. And I think that you should continue as chair. That's my most humble opinion. I don't think that you should walk away from this. I think that you should remain on the commission. Obviously you're going to remain on the commission, but in your capacity as chair, I think you have done great for this commission. And I think there's a little bit more of Commissioner Rodriguez-Minton to keep on the path that you were going. And I'm not saying that just because of past practice when we had Jorge Laguna and we had the upside down pineapple cake, with COVID and with Zoom and having different commission. We've been 3 for almost close to a year, more than 6 months.
Yeah.
So I if you ask me, I think that you could remain on as the chair of the commission. And honestly, Commissioner Esser has brought a lot to the table, and I wouldn't mind him switching places with me.
Okay. I would be amenable to that. I've got to be careful. I've got a full plate, as Yoma referred to. I'm still on the North Fair Oaks Community Council, although no longer chair. I've done that. I did that for 3 terms, I believe it was. Yesterday, I was elected vice chair of SamTrans.
Oh.
Wow. Have mercy.
I have to be careful with what I pile on. With that said, as I've seen the vice chair role, I think responsibility-wise, I could do that for this year. But so everyone knows, vice chair of SamTrans means most likely I'll be chair in 2027. So I'll be here. I love this work, but I'm going to have a full plate for the next couple of years. But
would you be open to being vice chair this 2026 calendar year?
Yes, sir.
Would you be open to staying on as chair this year? At least until we have a full. Can we re-amend through county council? When, and God willing, if we get a full 5, can we revisit this, or today means set?
I'll be honest, we're sort of making this up a bit as we go.
Because we don't know if we're going to get the 2 new ones by, let's say, March.
Yeah, we certainly don't know that. I think if you are, if you're contemplating nominating someone to serve as chair and vice chair, I think my recommendation would be to do that for the remainder of 2026, and then take it up again in December or January. On the other hand, if you want to sort of maintain the status quo, or I mean, again, if the motion is like, it would be, you know, for example, a motion, let's not,
To extend?
well, or a motion to, yeah, I mean, it could be a motion to extend, you know, Chair Rodriguez Mitten and have Commissioner Esser be the vice chair, you know, until such time as, it's a bit tricky to do it that way, but it's a proper motion. It's not super in line with the bylaws.
My concern, it is difficult, because my concern is I want it to be representative of full commission, and to be fair, to wait for the 2 new commissioners. On the other hand, if we're not guaranteed to get them by March, we're still in this limbo of, so we have not like formally created any new committees based on our work plan, or you know, put some other things in motion, because we're kind of like, we're so small, it's kind of ridiculous to have committees. So it's been kind of hindering us. So that's why I'm torn, because I would like everyone to weigh in, and yet we've been waiting for those other 2 people.
And they may not jump in to be
And
a
they may
chair.
not jump in, exactly.
Or vice chair
Right,
immediately.
right. So they are gonna need,
It
so.
would not be uncommon for them not to.
I think you can
Exactly.
safely assume that they're gonna show up and,
Yeah,
and be looking for some direction.
Deer in the headlights?
Yeah.
Well, and also just getting used to what we do and what we can do and what we've been working on, how
You
much
know-
fun we have outside of so I would say that if either we do nothing and wait till we have a full commission, or we go ahead and just hold the annual vote today and make it a year's term, because it doesn't make, I don't think we gain a whole lot by
Yeah,
either.
rethinking it
By
middle of the year
rethinking it
with
in the
new
middle of the
members who are
yeah.
gonna be just getting up to speed and
Right.
and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Would you say it's better to just kind of do extend your, you know, little 10-day contract or your little signing bonus till till
Where
April.
is that signing
till
bonus?
March, April?
No, I think in this aspect, it's literally, we're holding a vote as normal.
Do it for the.
I think, you know, normally the first part of this, when we, you know, we start with the chair and then we ask for nominations, and
Mhm.
somebody can decline a nomination. And so if what you're contemplating is nominating somebody to be chair for 2026 and you want to nominate Chair Rodriguez Mitten, she can say yes or no, and we can proceed from that.
Abstain.
And then, you know, we would sort of proceed accordingly. If that's, but I don't want to put words in anyone's mouths.
I was thinking of a question, now I've forgotten it. Okay. Oh, yes, that was, there's nothing that precludes us from, I know traditionally we've done it's done a yearly rotation, but there's nothing that precludes two 1-year terms
No.
for any chair or vice chair.
And in fact, I think when Mr. Laguna was here, I think he essentially did 2 years in a row.
2 full years.
Two
Yeah.
full years.
Zoom and then in person, if I'm not mistaken.
I've blacked it all out.
Yeah, no,
The time is,
Zoom
no
and
timelines.
Zoom.
And I don't think the bylaws say that, again, I haven't read all the bylaws, but that it precludes that from happening, as Brooks talked about in his former role.
Mhm.
He was chair for
3 years, yeah.
And that was just the voting, and
Mhm.
nobody else wanted it, and they accepted it, but if the bylaws.
No, I think it's absolutely correct. And with the, hopefully, you know, by the time we get to the end of this year, we'll be at 5. And then, you know, that this will be a more robust process.
Okay.
So open the floor for
Opening
nominations
the
for
floor,
chair.
do we need to have discussion first or after?
Discussion.
Public comment, sorry.
You could ask for public comment now,
Let's do that. We'll go ahead and call for public comment
and then
on
do your deliberations.
62. Yeah, 62.
All right, we are now calling on public comment for agenda item 6.2. No speaker slips on this item, and I'm seeing no hands raised in Zoom.
Okay. So the question then is to open the nomination for 2026 Commission Chair.
I'd like to nominate Irma Rodriguez as 2026 Chair of the San Mateo County Parks.
I will accept that nomination.
I will second that nomination.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
Oh, I move that we elect Irma Rodriguez as San Mateo County Parks Commission Chair for 2026.
I second.
I second.
We need a second,
Okay.
and then I think we need a vote. We don't need a roll call, but
We do need,
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
do I abstain or say aye?
Your
Doesn't
vote.
matter.
You're part of the
Aye.
vote.
Any
It's two against
opposed?
one.
Signify-
you're having second thoughts.
Any opposed, please signify by saying nay. Okay, thank you, Chair. Your motion passes unanimously.
And then I would now like to open nominations for the position of Vice Chair for 2026 Commission.
I'd like to take a position on nominating for the 2026 Parks Commission, Brooks Esser for 2026 calendar year as Vice Chair of the Parks Commission.
I'll accept that nomination.
Do we need a motion? Can we have we will make a motion to nominate or to elect Bruce Esser as Vice Chair of the Parks Commission for 2026.
I'd like to
Second it.
second that motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please signify by saying nay. Thank you, Chair. Your motion passes unanimously.
All right, great. That's terrific. Thank you, Brooks.
Yay.
Thank you both for trusting in my leadership for one more year.
Without any direct contact, I think that was like all along coming, the drive in here was gonna be that. It was
I like whatever you want.
You all continue to handle a tricky situation very well, so I think that was well done.
Thank you. Item 7 is items of outstanding business. The only thing we have under this is 7.1 update on commissioner vacancies. We briefly addressed this. Tracy, do you have any other updates?
No, so both District 1 and District 2 applications close tomorrow.
Okay.
So hopefully we will have perhaps some news within the next couple of weeks.
Do we have a sense of how many applicants have been received for each one?
I do not know.
I can say that District 2 staff contacted me and really have been doing, asking for ways to get the word out. And I've seen it in various forums that I'm on. So I'm hoping that we do attract some more applicants.
2 is Supervisor Spear.
2 is
Jackie
is
Spear.
Corzo.
No, 2 is
Corzo.
Corzo.
2 is Corzo, yeah.
2 is Noelia, 1 is
Yeah.
Okay.
One
one is
Spear.
Jackie.
I
Supervisor
just get
Spear.
confused because it's not geographic. It's not like 1 to 5 north to
Yeah,
south.
yeah. I suppose we need public comment on item 7.1.
Now calling on public comment, agenda item 7.1. No speaker slips and no hands raised in Zoom.
Item 8, commissioner updates. Any updates from either of the commissioners on informative meetings or?
I'm continuing my tour as I committed to when I first joined the commission, to visiting every park in the county system. And interestingly enough, I went out to Horsley to meet Creek the week after our last meeting. Work crews out there, very, very busy. And I actually talked to one of the people that was involved in irrigating the new plants, things that had grown out there. And if you go back in time and remember the weather we'd had leading up into that, it was very, very dry. There was a huge water tank out there they were using to get all of the new plants up to at least keep them going until winter started. Well, I left, winter started, and I suspect things are much better out there right now. So
Yeah.
it just looks fabulous, the progress that's being made out there. So good news for the plants, I guess not so good news for the erosion work that has to be done.
It's actually holding pretty good.
It is
Not
good.
too-
Okay,
not too
great.
bad. yes, it is a nice reprieve instead of moving water in.
Yeah.
They're getting enough naturally. Yeah, it's good.
Good news for the plants.
Yeah,
Not so good news
absolutely.
for the erosion issues.
Yeah.
That was my part this month.
Any updates?
Yeah, I guess, first off, just, want to welcome our, new, Parks Director, Emma Gonzalez. I think that you're gonna begin to, let's say, not go in the advanced, diving pool, but you've dipped into something that is, something special, because I think Nicholas gave you, he didn't bring a torch with him, but I think that it would have been nice to do it, because, and you probably are, well aware of, you're, in the know and brought up to speed about a lot of being involved already in the county. That Parks is doing a lot of amazing things, and we got a lot of things done in 2024 and 2025, just from Memorial Parks anniversary that we all went to, and Menlo Park. A flood is like a state of the art sports development, and Tanitas is the next big thing. And so I'm pretty sure you've already kind of like you've got the little binoculars from the balcony, like, oh, I see. So I don't think you're not aware of what's going on, but you're definitely you dove into the right at the right time, because there's a lot of exciting things, as you can see, and as you can see from our minutes, that there's a lot of things that are going to be happening in the 2026 year. Just to leave off where we were in 2025, and you see how we put in another year of being a chair. That's how compelling we know the work that Commissioner Rodriguez did in 2025. That I was, at least, not that I didn't want to be chair again. I just felt what she did in 2025 was so exceptional, and that there's more to do, and that we want to, I guess, look at how can we look at what is a question I've always had. How can we look at park attendance, like in terms of the park, the 23 parks along the county? Like, what's the most visited? I know Coyote Point is the most income generated, but like in terms of where are we expecting parks to go up in terms of foot traffic?
Well, actually, in the park department report next month in February, we'll have the last 6 months of attendance.
Great.
In that report. Yeah, we're doing it twice a year. So you'll see.
So yeah, I think Emma, Ms. Gonzalez, you have a lot to see of what the projects from the visitations that we're able to attend. Last we had a lot of offsites, incredible. Like San Bruno Mountain was up and coming, and that one's got a nice work plan. We broke ground, and we're probably going to break ground again with flood, and Tunitas is on great trajectory. So there's a lot. So you came in the right time. I think you're going to be excited on what Parks is doing in the future.
And my background is also in the capital improvement projects, and so have worked with all the contractors. And so really my momentum is to continue that work and move it forward. And so because I have the capital improvement project working with Mike Bossenberg, who's already out in the field, who is in Flood Park, those I've been working with him since back to 2015. So we have a strong relationship. We've done the farm worker housing that you're aware of, and many different housing projects, as well as capital improvement projects. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a great time. I too am going to be hitting every park and trail as much as I've gone out already. Many know them, but really going out through the lens of the staff to really hear, what's on top of mind. I ask Scott this all the time. What keeps you up, Scott? And every day I'm sure it's a different thing, but I really want to hear from the staff and know and learn from them, from their perspective, from their eyes, and then I'll bring my lived experiences and what I know. I'm looking forward to Flood Park, and they just opened up a playground over the holidays. So actually on the
Juniper
31st.
Serra. We got Juniper Serra open.
On the 31st.
Okay, so we got to go up there.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
open.
one
Heard
just
about
opened
that.
up, and it was just in record time before the end of the year.
New Year's Eve,
New
right?
Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, and so those are all exciting things, but this is all through your guys' leadership and you guys and Nicholas's leadership, and so again, my priority is to not create obstacles, to remove those obstacles, maintain the momentum, stabilize staff and operations, and fill some of these gaps, if there's gaps, where the gaps are at, but also kind of keep the things moving on time and building and finding new opportunities. There's some new opportunities that we could do, and I've kind of heard already some of them, and looking forward to executing and maybe launching some of those ideas and bringing them more close as we start to build that more. I'll bring that forth to you.
One more thing, I think one thing we were contemplating and just kind of little fireplace huddle about attending was the, I don't know if they have them at the same parks necessarily. It's the, they had them at Memorial Park, and we had the guest speaker talk about that they had volunteers and people in the area. We were supposed to go and we didn't. One was in Memorial Park.
Are you talking about the fish release or?
No.
I think that got canceled. It got pushed back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a to go up and like a cabin camping trip or something like that. It was,
with the stewardship network.
yes,
The stewardship
I
network.
was on the tip of my tongue.
Santa Cruz Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. That there were maybe some salons that we could attend on, that were open to more than just the single staff member that Park sends. Yeah, so that's something to think about. Continue. That was part of our partnerships and connection subcommittee of like getting to know some of the key partners with the Parks Department. We have them circling in and giving presentations to just so we're aware of them. And that, like, my experience or my update for this month is, we talked, or last month we heard from the Resource Conservation District about how they use the Fish and Game Propagation Funds for the fish passage scanner. And that's, of course, at the top of Memorial Park, at the top of Pescadero Creek. I did King Tides, 2 King Tides events with state parks in Pescadero Marsh, which of course is where those fish come out and where the juveniles stay. And so it was a really nice connection for me, obviously, to see literally the connection between county parks and state parks and keeping this habitat really helpful, and to be able to talk to the community members about the fish that are thriving there, and because of these partnerships that are thriving through our watershed. But the other cool thing I did was I took out of town guests to Memorial Park and did the Steelhead Walk with the San Mateo County Parks app. And if you have not used the app, I strongly encourage you all to do it, because even though you think you know what you're seeing, it's just a really fun, going to each point and reading the interpretation and reading some history. So there's a lot of good tours, self-guided tours in that app, and I really appreciate it from the interpretive division. Yeah, so that's a great tool to get people out and connecting with the parks, even if there's not an actual ranger or an actual event going on. So, and very glad.
Download it.
Yeah, very glad to hear that.
There's
We
10,
didn't have
now you have to do all 10.
too many trees down in.
We did pretty good.
Yeah. And that's the other point of feedback was for Pescadero Park, of people commending the amount of tree removal work that had been done, because it's clear because it did make a difference. That fire mitigation and fuel load reduction work, people were noticing that it looks better. Right. Yeah. So those are my updates. So any other commissioner updates, comments? Public comment on item 8.1, commissioner reports?
No speaker slips and no hands raised in Zoom.
Okay. Item number 9 is simply for information. These will be the future agenda items that we're working on throughout the year. Again, those will be adjusted or added to based on additional public requests that come in and our work plan priorities. So if there's no further announcements or items, I'll go ahead and move to adjourn.
Second,
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
great meeting.
There we go. We're
Yes,
on
I did
time.